General Motors is going to challenge Tesla, and this time they're going to challenge them with their fast charging supercharging network. But are they going to put their money where their mouth is? Not quite sure about that. Let me tell you all about this next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric.
Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there. That way you won't miss anything moving forward. And if you've been here for a while, consider supporting me on Patreon, where you get to watch me live, but also support this independent channel. Thank you to all of my Patreons for doing that every day. Okay, so General Motors, obviously I felt like they were close to catching Tesla when they came out with a Bolt, in terms of having they were the first manufacturer and stayed that way for a while besides Tesla, to feature over 200-mile range in their Bolt, but they done nothing about it, and everyone's kind of caught up now, and I feel like they missed an opportunity. Now they're saying that they're going to launch their own supercharging network, fast charging network. They're saying thousands of chargers. Doesn't mean thousands of locations, right? Because don't forget, there's a location and there's a bunch of chargers there. And if you look at, let's say, Tesla superchargers, sometimes you have 4, sometimes you have 40, right? So thousands of stations. But I'm going to assume that will convert to, somewhere 500 to 1,000 actual locations, right? Now, they're saying that they're going to do it with a partner, Bechtel. I had to learn how to pronounce this, Bechtel. So General Motors is the biggest automaker in the US. Bechtel is the biggest construction company in the US. So kind of makes sense that they met each other, and hopefully going to have a beautiful baby in the terms of this fast charging network. But here's an interesting thing. They are not willing to pay for it. So here's what they're doing. They're basically saying, listen, we'll provide the technology for this because we, track our fleet. You still have to opt in. You have to allow them to track this, but they're going to track their Chevy Bolts, and as you know, basically that's the only product they have right now. They've used to have a Chevy Volt, which I am a proud of owner and I enjoy driving it every day now. But really, Bolt is the only thing that left. Though they are trying to launch many other electric vehicles, but we're just with a Bolt now. And they're saying we'll provide all this know-how because we know when these cars are, where they concentrated, where they're driving, when they're sticking around for a while, which I'm assuming it's going to be like different malls and shopping centers and so forth. And they also can tell where the concentration of electric car owners is, at least as far as their fleet is concerned. Also, I don't think it's a secret, but nevertheless, they do have the data. And it's something useful when you want to build out the infrastructure. And they also want to do not just the infrastructure for fast charging for a network for the long distance. They actually want to put it in the locations where people are, shopping and spending a lot of time, which does help. And so they're saying we'll provide the know-how, and Bechtel will provide, obviously, you have to dig and get permits and put stuff in, and I'm sure they will probably contract out the electric car charging providers, like for example Electrify America has 4 different and I'm sure this is going to happen. But they're saying what they're going to do, they're going to form a company, right? But then they will invite investors to invest in it, and they are not going to be one of them, which is kind of odd. But at the same, it's kind of like saying, hey guys, let's order a pizza. I'm willing to drive. My friend over here is willing to, gonna give me the keys. But you guys pitch in, right? Now, sounds a little funny, but at the same time, I kind of see how it might work, right? Because I feel like there will be some other manufacturers, maybe Toyota or Ford and Rivian, whatever, that will invest, saying like, okay, we want to have some control over this, so our fleet will have access to yet another fast charging network. And at the same time, this will be for profit, a corporation, I'm assuming. So it might attract some others. Amazon probably is also another one that might be dying to get into that part of the game. They just invested into Rivian, so now they're pretty invested. So there's, that doesn't mean that it's that bad of an idea. But let's talk about what they're going to be up against, right? Before that, of course, I want to give you a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out an all-electric SUV from Byton called M-Byte, coming here to the US in Europe next year, at the end of next year. Over 50,000 people already made their reservations. It's going to start at about $45,000. Takes about 60 seconds to reserve yours. Mainly, it's that fast because you don't have to put any money down. So not really sure what you're waiting for. It's very simple. Go to the description of this video and the link is there. Join me and many other people who have already done that. All right, so let's talk about Electrify America. This is a network that's already being built out. I think they have 170 locations in the US. And, I've reported on one of the first locations in California where they were featuring 350 kilowatt rated charging stations that are popping up all over the place. By the end of the year, they'll have almost 500, and that's probably going to be good enough in terms of charging stations for electric cars out there that are not Teslas, to compete with the Tesla supercharging network. So it is definitely something. And then, of course, as you know, Ionity in Europe is a network that's so Electrify America is a Volkswagen Group only, but it's supposed to be independent because they've created it sort of as a punishment, and I think it was a $2 billion that they had to set aside as a result of Dieselgate. Where Ionity in Europe, it is invested by Volkswagen Group, but it is a independent also for-profit company, but also Ford, BMW, and Daimler, the parent company of Mercedes-Benz, are all investors. So this is sort of a joint venture, and this is what it looks like GM wants to do as well with theirs. Which that's why I'm saying it kind of makes sense that they want to do it that way. Now I should also mention EVgo that's been growing in the US as well. This is the picture I took myself here a few miles away from me. This is the very first curbside fast charging location here in Sacramento. It can only go up to 50 kilowatts, but nevertheless, it's there. They've just installed it. So they've been growing. They've also have a partnership with Nissan to have a network of fast charging network along some of the more popular roads on the East Coast here in the US. And I hope they grow as well. So not a bad idea. I mean, let's see what they get in terms of investors and how fast it's going to happen and how fast they're going to actually start digging. Building these is really takes time. It could be months until you get permits, and then building it out also it takes some time because you have to have a very qualified people, and obviously that's why they partnered up with Bechtel. But they also have to spare their people and time and money for this. Don't forget to get on our free VIP list, which features an extra article, a bonus article every week for free in your inbox. Just go to e4electric.com/VIP. And now we also do deal of the month, lighted tea for your Model 3, one of the most popular items at evanex.com. We're giving you an additional $50 off with the discount code that we're going to send to you guys once you subscribe. All right, let me know what you think. Do you think GM is really stepping up their game, or it's all talk? Let me know in the comment section. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.